I'd say considering, if you're building a new house, I would say to consider some of the things that we've done. Consider, especially if you can get a grant from the state, which we did, consider solar power as a main source of energy, especially on a tracking panel that tracks the sun. The tracker panels are 30 to 40% more efficient than just mounting solar on a south-facing roof. Definitely consider geothermal.
There's a popular misconception out there that green buildings are expensive or need to be expensive. The reality is every project has a budget and every project has its limitations. The decision-making process that goes into how do you allocate those funds, how do you use those funds, is where a green building fits in. Sometimes you just by putting more design effort or more thought into the design to get a 3,000 square foot house down to a 2,500 square foot house, all of a sudden provides all the cost savings you would ever need for solar panels or a better envelope or the other type of things people would think of on a green project.
You know, we happen to be at a time where the incremental cost of doing something net zero is in a way lower than it's ever been, because the more this happens, the more the trades learn about it and realize they don't have to put some kind of high markup on it because it's not as exotic as they thought. The more products and services available in the market, and of course there are subsidies for most parts of this.
And now there's federal incentives to do this. For solar and geothermal, there's a 30% federal tax credit for this. In some cases, if it's your primary house, there's a state tax credit. There are often state grants involved. It's that's what I would consider.
Because, you know, this is kind of an example for this area too. It's more than just a house for Larry and Nancy. It's, I think his intention was that, and he told us that he wanted to be a guinea pig in a way, but you know, he was willing to do it. He had the courage to do it. So
I certainly learned a lot. I think our builder learned a lot. I think the carpenters, subcontractors learned a lot. I think the lumber companies who supply the materials started to think more consciously about whether or not they were getting sustainable harvested materials.
To me, to work with the contractor, work with the subcontractors, to work with the designers, all the people who touch this project, and to find solutions that can be better for the environment on the many different levels that there are, is really satisfying.
Oh, I love it. I think we did a good job. I mean, I'm proud of what we did. Yeah. I hope other people see it the same way. But it's a beautiful, beautiful home. And I think it's going to function real well for them.
You never know. I guarantee you there's going to be a lot of things from this project that get incorporated over again on different projects. It's really the small things. It's really just knowing, again, knowing the sources, knowing where to get knowing where to get floor adhesive that doesn't have high VOC content. Little things like that, knowing where to get certain source wood, knowing where to get the materials locally. Really, that's the biggest thing that will constantly become part of every project.
There's a handful of these people all my age. We all got into this in the mid-70s out of an interest in solar energy and interest in energy efficient building. And it's heartening to see that there is a next generation very interested and willing to take this on, and we are purposefully mixing them into the group, so the group is half that. And we get to pass this stuff on, they'll take it further, and they're extremely enthusiastic. It's wonderful that there's that level of energy in the next generation.
And I wanted this to be a model of what one potentially could do, various components. But I feel really good about it. I feel good about the workmen and how they didn't have to breathe noxious chemicals, that we were educating contractors and subcontractors along the way. That
my crew is very proud of the work here. Yeah, they did a good job.
Yeah. Our daughter wrote a book called Green Remodeling, Changing the World One Room at a Time. She wrote it a number of years ago, but she's probably our chief critic, so I had her in the back of my mind a lot of the time. So would Kim like this? What's she going to think of it? I think she'll like it.
Green building just won't be called a green building. Green building is the future, and it's not a specialty.
And it was fun. You know, I miss the guys who were here working. They were great. No, I feel good about it. I feel we try to do everything from the landscaping to the house to everything, the way it ideally should be done. No, I'm very happy here. It's my dream house.